Hello, continuing with the phone rehab plans. Today I'm going to talk about some tips and exercises which can help the teenagers to be more comfortable on talking on the phone, even with the unfamiliar speaker or strangers. If you are a teenager, you will need your family support for this program. So talk to your family members and first of all get a rehab plan. Book an appointment with your healthcare professional who can give you a rehab plan of listening practice and professional goals in listening. That will help you to be more confident to talk on the phone. Start with talking to familiar speaker. Most familiar speaker. Who's most familiar speaker? The one who's staying with you in your house. So, what I'm trying to say is your immediate family members should be the first one to work with you, help you to practice listening on the phone. So, when you're talking to your familiar speaker, see that the frequency is also structured and the duration is also structured. For example, fix a time for 5 minutes call continuously. Now, this call also should be 2 or 3 times a week, not less than that. Again, talking on the phone should be on different topics. So every time you pick up a different topic to talk to your speaker, because that will help you to understand more vocabulary and the language and give you more practice in that. Also, when you're talking to your familiar speaker, see that what you are doing is, maybe if you cannot understand, then start with the video calls. In the video calls, you have an extra help of visual cues that helps you to understand what the person is saying. And even you can have captions, but then slowly get rid of captions and slowly try not to get the visual cues and start listening, because you can go to the next step where you go beyond video calls, talking on the phone. Now, when you talk on the phone with your familiar speaker, see that you're talking on different topics and also from different rooms and corners of the house. That will help you to figure out which is the best spot from where you can hear best, because there are less reverberations or there is less echo. After this, move on to little familiar speaker, little less familiar speakers. Now, who are the less familiar speakers? It can be your extended family members. It can be your friends whose voice you are familiar with, but you are not talking to them every day. So that is why we call them less familiar speakers. The idea is that you are used to that tone of the voice, the accent, their style of talking. Everybody has a different way of talking. So then if you are used to it, you can pay more attention to the language and vocabulary to understand what the person is saying. Also, move on slowly to strangers now. Strangers, unfamiliar speaker. So who are the unfamiliar speaker? It can be anybody outside your friend circle and family circle. For example, you can practice this before really talking to a stranger. Be prepared for that. Listen to audiobooks, TED Talks, YouTube videos, Instagram. On the website, there are many auditory training exercises which you can do online, and that will help you to understand different accents, different tones, different way of speaking, and different voices. That will give you more confidence to talk to anybody whose voice you are not even familiar with. Now, once you have done online, come to the real life situation. Suppose you call a store and you ask the question, what time do you close the store? Or what time does the store open? Now you can always guess what will be the answer. So this will give you an idea that what the person will say, you will guess from that that person is telling you only timings. So you're paying attention to the timings vocabulary. So that will help you. And also it will be a short talk, not a very long talk, and simple talk. This way you can extend slowly from 1 to 2 or 3 sentences, 1 or 2 or 3 questions. For example, you can ask a store, do you keep batteries? And then when can I buy? What is the price? So extend a little more conversation. Once you're confident with that, then you go on to even ordering something. What happens when you order something? It's easier, and you have to have a full plan and rehearsal before you go online and order. For example, if you order food, suppose you want to order pizza. I know all teenagers love to have pizza, that's why I thought of that. So when you order pizza, what will be the questions asked by the person on the other end? First question will be, what do you want? Write down. Second question will be, okay, if you want pizza, what toppings, what type of pizza do you want? Veg or non-veg? What toppings do you want? Then you have to say, I want mushrooms, I want capsicum, whatever. And then the question can be, what is the size of the pizza? Is it 14 inches or 18 inches? When the person asks you, is it 14 inches, 18 inches? Then you know that person is asking for the size. So then you have to give the answer not in big and small, but in specifications as 14 inches, 12 inches, like that. The next question can be, do you want to pick it up or you want us to deliver it? Suppose you say, I want you to deliver at my place. Then the next question will be, what will be the mode of payment? The easiest in the beginning will be to pay by cash rather than going on the card, and this and that might be a little more complicated for you. Later on you can work on that. But initially you can say, I'll pay by cash on delivery. So then the person will ask you, give me the address. Now you should be able to give full address of your house. You never know, the question might be, what is the landmark near your house? And you are not prepared for that. So you should understand what is landmark, and you should write down all your answers on a sheet. You can even practice with your family members, do a role play where the other person is a Swiggy person, the shopkeeper, and you are the customer, and then you can have conversation. After that, take your sheet with you, call the person and order your pizza independently. And if you do not understand what the person is saying, then use your communication strategies. We had been talking about that, and you must be expert in those communication strategies by this time. So once you order and once you get the pizza home, celebrate, eat pizza, share with your family members. You have done something great. So celebrate even your small wins. This will give you more confidence. The family, I hope, is giving you a lot of encouragement and help and support to practice this, talking to a stranger on phone line. And then slowly you will be able to talk to anybody online, be very comfortable, and you don't need always video calls or captions, and you will understand. Use communication strategies as your support if you have any problem in phone rehab exercises. Try this out. Let me know what did you order, and were you successful in the end? Thank you very much. See you next week.